No one else has the same story.
Hello, you. Martin Boyce here. And this is an entry from my Escaping Away Slavery blog entitled Farm Relationships. So we're going back to Costa Rica because I noticed that I was doing lots of blog entries about Japan. But this one's from Costa Rica. Okay, here it goes. He's got a big belly. She's got a big everything, but I like her most because she will buy me soyanese and gasp when I walk in on her dismembering a chicken in the sink before the sun rises. I can tell she likes me. The way she lowers the volume on the TV when I turn in. The way her voice comes from a smile whenever she talks to me. I'm writing a story about it because she will laugh at everything I say, then tell him to shut up or not respond to his question while he stares at her waiting. Then she'll bite the air saying, "Well, obviously." And one day, when I thought he was leading me down the hill through thorny bushes to the onion patch, he went past it. When I reached a road I did not know was there at the bottom, messy with shrubs and vines, I couldn't see him. This was not the first time I thought he was going to chop off my head with the machete he was using to clear the bush. Turn the corner, can't give it all away yet. Ask me about it and I will tell you what happened. The other day I brought up the question of privacy, me living in their house. I can hear him snoring and the bed creak when they are restless. This makes me certain they know when I get up to pee in a bottle because it's too cold to go all the way to the toilet. I fantasize about them building me a one-room house on the property, but who am I going to be inviting over? One day their heads are going to explode from seeing that after all the time they've known me to be outstanding, I'm also hedonistic. El Patron's son and me. He'll play dance music that takes me to places with good friends and feelings, places where I'm possessed by the synthetic beat. There's something in him wanting to get out of inside, out of himself, out of town. And I'm not saying he's gay. He doesn't know, nor will he probably ever know what he is, because he's only been told what he is. It's like being given independence in 1966. He had a taste of the outside world, and the experience makes him relatable to people with university degrees, which he does not have. He's usually patient and lighthearted, and I would enjoy working for him if I didn't hate the work he loves, construction. When we work together packing and weighing produce though, he'll try out his English and we always get a laugh at words he'll invent or phrases non-native speakers love to repeat from movies. Phrases that don't work because of their accents or lack of cultural sensitivity. Speaking like black Hollywoodian American gangsters, for example. His church clothes are an oversized black jacket that's a different black from the pants, and probably white socks. Allowing myself to know for sure will certainly give me nightmares about them. El Patron and the peon. Farmhand. El Patron has a big goofy smile when he sees him. He can't wait to sneak up behind him and pull at his leg or poke him in the side or arm wrestle him or something else adolescents do when they're discovering ways to touch each other after touch has changed meanings. They make me sick. El Patron, more than the peon is flattered and says to me, "We've got a good boss." Oh, fuck off, I want to respond, because while the two of them feeling up each other, I'm standing wishing I could pretend to go pee so I could check my Grindr account. And then there are the jokes. The poor boy is hearing impaired, so El Patron whistles to get his attention, then says some nonsense like, "I talked to Noriega and told him I'm going to trade you for a donkey." The boy trying to work, and every 2 seconds a whistle and some foolishness I would like to stomp the ground for. There have been over 400 deaths in Nicaragua, and all the farm workers in this area are Nicaraguan. El Patron really likes him, and I have had my suspicions because their behavior in the real world is that of two men who don't know how to end up in bed together. And there's a time spent after work. Doing what? I don't know. El Patron is always quick to ask me if I'm going home, but then he invited me to stay, which made me prefer that they might be having an affair. They're not, though. Nothing that interesting, creative, happens here. It's, at most, an outward expression of feelings of belonging and ease. El Patron's wife and me. I feel sorry for her, married to this man who is an oaf. Once, at lunchtime, she snatched away the spoon like a mother does from a child who's making a mess and served him the rice. She had to be somewhere else one evening, and the man didn't even know how to light the stove. She comes with our plates of food, puts them in front of us, goes again and returns with our sweet teas, resting them before us too. I don't know if it's their religion or farm traditions division of labor, but I accept this. I don't even want to suggest that he could be a little helpful by washing a plate, as an example. She's a communicator, so we use words and understand each other. It feels like we're having an affair. Ourselves. Because we're doing this thing behind his back and in front of his face, like Lady Macbeth in the... What? This district. That's MTSENSK. District. Yeah, you give it a try. See if you do any better. Sometimes I find myself complimenting him in front of her, so she might consider his good qualities. Or so she might not like me as much as she does. Today was her birthday and I made no effort. No one else seemed to either. Expectations are the devil's work. I write and express, and did that on Mother's Day, and she was like cracked earth when it rains. This man is going to chop me up into little pieces and feed me to Benji the dog. What a thing to be suspected of having an affair and have the evidence against be even more damning. I will get chopped into small pieces twice. Yeah, I would get chopped into small pieces twice. Okay, so that's it for this blog entry. Thanks for joining me once again. And does this blog have any photos? This entry have any photos? I think it does. But anyway, check it out. And until you hear me next time, be the best Mother Sally you can be.
Stay with it. You don't need to water it down. No one else has the same story.